This is KGW News at 11.
And thanks for joining us tonight. Check this out. Lightning strikes across our area tonight. We got these pictures from viewers in Salem. Incredible shots. Check it out of the lightning over a rainbow in the sky. Thanks to Annie and Austin for sending those in. Now those storms are moving into the metro area right now. Take a look at this time-lapse video from our engineer, Eric Johnson, that shows some of the lightning along the west side of the metro area. This is what it looked like a short time ago in the Newburgh, Wilsonville area. A lot of lightning up there. So let's get over to meteorologist Joe Ranieri now. And Joe, some of these storms are producing heavy downpours and lightning too. How much longer is this going to last?
Well, the next couple of hours at least, maybe into the early morning hours as they start to move into more of the west side of the metro area. But again, when we chatted at 8 o'clock on our special edition of KGW News, we were telling you like, hey, there's a good chance we'd be seeing those thunderstorms roll into the metro area, which is exactly what we have been seeing. Now, these really started to produce some heavy downpours in the Salem area. Right now, you can kind of see pushing off to the McMinnville, Yamhill County area right now. Some of them are producing some strong hail and some wind and a little bit of some rain as well. In fact, Aurora has already seen close to 3/4 of an inch of rain here in just the last couple of hours. Starting to see some drier conditions through that part of Salem. But if you're in the Gaston area, here in the next 10 minutes, you're going to be seeing some of these strong storms move through. And a lot of these storms could wake you out of bed. We're already been seeing dozens of lightning strikes. I should say more like hundreds here all afternoon, if you can include what we've been seeing throughout parts of the central and southern Willamette Valley. So far, rainfall amounts are non-existent at the Portland area. Kind of on the east side, you're missing out right now. But Hillsborough picking up a little bit of rain. But again, look at parts of McMinnville, the Newburgh area. 1/4 of an inch of rain has already fallen in just the last couple of hours. Now those storm threat will be heading into the central and eastern side of the state by tomorrow afternoon. And I'll talk more about what you can expect to see the rest of your holiday weekend forecast. And I'll let you know if you could be seeing any more thunderstorms in the next couple of days in just a few minutes.
All right. Thanks, Joe. We'll talk to you soon. In other news, 2 teenage boys are recovering tonight after being stabbed at a MAX station in southeast Portland. Police say the boys, both 17, were attacked at the Green Line Flavel Street station. They're both expected to survive. Police were able to catch the suspected attacker within minutes. His name has not yet been released. Well, a busy weekend for workers across Portland, some joining protests and picket lines ahead of Labor Day. Ashley Grams was there, and Ashley, these employees they're asking for better working conditions, higher wages too, right?
Right, Tim. They all told me they just want a seat at the table. They want to be able to bargain with their employers, and they want to be respected. It's also a sign that unions here in Portland are alive and well. Workers in Pioneer Square.
Picket line means do not cross.
Make some noise and picket on Labor Day weekend.
This feels wonderful. I mean, we have a whole band with us.
A few blocks away, staff from Powell's take a stand outside of the iconic bookstore.
It's really focused on just getting the company to come to the table and actually bargain with their employees, with their union in good faith.
And across the city in northeast Portland, it's a similar scene in front of New Seasons Market.
This is the staff that was on shift for today. We did a walkout.
In one way or another, many asking for similar things, respect for their rights as workers and as union members.
Pitting workers against each other, pitting stores against each other, classic union busting tactic.
The New Seasons Labor Union is an independent workers union, and so are some of the groups marching in downtown Portland.
We've always had the larger unions representing us, but now working class people are taking it into their own hands to form their own unions and take the power back at the workplace.
Samantha Medina has helped Voodoo Donut employees to organize for the past 5 years and planned this rally to support trans workers specifically.
There's only one way to get the bosses to listen and to care for us, their workers, to actually treat us like dignified human beings. And sometimes you have to get loud about it.
While it's obvious some Portlanders are unhappy with their working conditions, they say it's about a lot more than just this city. It's about the American labor movement as a whole.
Labor's a hot topic, and I think it's only going to continue to move forward.
I do think folks are taking workers' rights and workers' protections more seriously.
We did reach out to some of the businesses where these rallies happen. New Seasons Market did respond, saying in part, "We support, respect, and uphold their right to participate in this protected activity. We remain committed to fostering a workplace that prioritizes open dialogue and mutual understanding." Tim?
All right, Ashley, thanks a lot. Well, a fire station in southeast Portland is now reopened and fully staffed for the first time in more than a decade. Fire Station 23, that's on southeast Gideon in the Brooklyn neighborhood, held a barbecue to celebrate today. Neighbors are relieved to know now that if a fire does happen, firefighters will now be able to be closer and ready to fight it quickly. The station closed in 2011 because of city budget cuts. It was empty until a two-person crew was assigned to the station in 2017, but they couldn't handle everything. Now the station is fully staffed again.
This is absolutely huge. I got to be honest with you, this community is the only community in Portland out of 31 stations that did not have a fire engine with 4 firefighters on it. That's pretty frustrating for me.
The station is only funded for the next 3 years, so the Neighborhood Association and Firefighters Association say they are hoping by that point the city will pay to keep it open permanently. Well, we are taking a look back tonight at a couple wild days as law enforcement searched for a man who escaped from the Oregon State Hospital. Christopher Prey is an attempted murder suspect. He escaped from the state hospital and police couldn't find him until he turned up at another hospital after being stuck in mud for 12 hours. Thomas Schultz looks into how Prey got away.
It was at this pond that Christopher Lee Prey was caught after being stuck in mud for up to 12 hours. Authorities say Prey stole a Dodge Caravan minivan while in leg shackles, a belly chain, and more restraints leading up to the chase. Christopher Prey was facing serious charges: attempted murder, robbery, and assault from this past May. In another case, Prey is accused of robbing and shooting out windows of a North Portland auto parts store in April. Last week, he was sent to the Oregon State Hospital for treatment after a judge ruled he was unable to stand trial on these charges. On Wednesday night, a state hospital spokesperson says Prey had a fight with another patient and needed to be taken to a local emergency department. When he was on the way back to the state hospital, police say he somehow stole a white Dodge Caravan and took off southbound on I-5. State police chased him, but stopped due to safety concerns. Police say they aren't sure how Prey was able to escape with full restraints on, but they tell us the restraints can be taken off with the proper tools. When he was caught Friday in this pond 75 feet from the East Delta Park shore, he didn't have any of the shackles on. Oregon State Police didn't let the public know that a reportedly dangerous escapee was on the loose for more than 12 hours. They say they weren't aware of the nature of his charges. Portland Fire and Rescue officials say Prey had been in the pond for more than 12 hours when someone spotted him and called 911. Firefighters say they initially called Portland police, but then decided that a police response wasn't necessary. They say they didn't recognize Prey.
We had no idea who this individual was, and it was give full credit to the Emmanuel Hospital staff for recognizing him.
At Legacy Emmanuel Medical Center, police say Prey gave a fake name, but a hospital employee noticed that he resembled the escapee. Staff then notified police.
I've been on this job for 27 years, and I really can't recall the last time that I've heard of this happening.
Oregon State Police say they're investigating Prey's escape and plan to provide more details of what they've learned sometime next week. A spokesperson with the Oregon State Hospital say they're grateful for the dedication shown by local law enforcement. In Northeast Portland, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.